Welcome everybody to the F Out dance party. I am Lucha Johnny. I'm joined by Kayla.
Oh.
She's that way. And our wonderful guests tonight, Derek Hoover from Yesterdaze podcast and Tony Taylor from FANTAZM Toys. Welcome everybody.
What's up?
I don't know why I did that. Never done it before. We'll probably never do it again.
You do have radio voice, so it checks
That's
out. I was just not prepared, so I was like, I'm Kayla, and then you were like, and she's Kayla, and I'm like, okay.
It's my, that's the old KJ voice when I used to run karaoke.
Mm-hmm. No, you can't have my salad. Sorry, guys, we're late. I was tossing my salad.
Mm-hmm. I was playing D&D.
Stealing my joke.
Which is pretty on brand. And appropriate.
Literally.
My D&D game ran longer than I expected. Which is my fault, because I was running it.
How dare you?
I know, right? So, how's everybody? How we doing?
Tired.
Good. Yeah, tired.
Good.
Yeah.
Been a long week.
Staying out of trouble.
Yeah, Derek, this is your first time on. Are you excited?
I am. I'm bursting at the britches.
You have such like a cozy looking background. Is that a TV fire or an actual fire?
That is a TV fire in front of a fireplace.
Oh my
Because
god.
I have to renovate this house.
Checks out.
Hey, it looks
Checks
good,
out.
man.
Yeah, it
Thank
does. It looks
Thank
very
you.
cozy.
It is quite cozy.
Yeah, and good to have you back, Mr. Tony Taylor.
Yeah, thanks for having me back. It's been a while.
Yeah. And I know you've mentioned before your background with Stranger Things, but since it has been a minute, if you want to let people know your background with Stranger Things, and maybe I don't think we got to talk to you about season 3, so maybe your thoughts on season 3, and then obviously Derek will ask you as well.
It's right up my alley. It's got all the nostalgia things that, I love, and all mixed into one. It's Goonies and Ghostbusters and Indiana Jones, and this season, the 4th season, gets super horror, which was awesome too. Season 3 was okay. I think I liked season 4 a lot better. Feels like there's more of a plan with the season, and each episode is super long. And like me and Derek were talking before you guys got on, you were busy tossing your salad. It's like each episode's like a Marvel movie. But yeah, I've just been a fan from the get-go, and of course season 2 had the Ghostbuster references and costumes and stuff, and of course that got me hooked. But yeah, I'm a huge fan.
Awesome. All right, Derek, tell us about your history of Stranger Things. Did you watch it when it first aired on Netflix, or did you get into it after, 2nd, 3rd, whatever season? What's your history with it?
I was a little tardy to the party, but I did watch it like shortly after season 1 dropped. I was late by maybe a month or two, and I sat down and watched it and was immediately hooked. I'm a sucker for the 80s. I love any kind of storytelling device that has kids having adventure or finding adventure. So it was right in my wheelhouse. Season 2 is probably my favorite. I'm pretty certain.
Oh wow!
I'm pretty certain this was season 2. Dustin's Smithsonian.
It was.
Just all the Ghostbusters stuff that was, and just the beginning of the Hopper and Elle relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But ever since it came out, I'm just frothing at the mouth anytime a season's about to come out. It's harder now as a dutiful dad to sit there and binge watch at midnight when it drops and irresponsibly call in the next day. Can't really do that these days. But season 4 was pretty intense. And very, very long.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like sometimes that could have been 2 seasons or 2 different stories just with the length of it. But it was really good and just really enriched the world building with it. For taking place in a small town, they do a pretty good job with world building. So it checks a lot of boxes for me.
Definitely. Yeah, I don't know if they could have done 2 seasons, or maybe if they just did 10 episodes instead of 9 episodes. I don't know. But it is so good. Like, rewatching it, I rewatched it 3 times this week. Also, sorry, dog is chewing on toy.
Better than what it was doing earlier.
Yeah. It's just so good. Like, every time I cried, every time, had the same feels. So it's so good. It's so good. Do we want to say hi to the 2 people in the chat? Oh my God, what just happened? Everything just went away. Sorry.
Nighthawk is in the chats.
Yeah.
Oh, Johnny, to answer your question, yes, that is what I put in the description.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Thanks, Johnny.
What happened?
We were saying hi to the chat, but I thought you were going to talk about the giveaway.
Oh, I was making a banner. Yeah, Tony's here for a giveaway, and it's not one of his toys.
Sorry, Tony.
No.
We have, courtesy of the game Eloticon, my friend Tim runs that. We have a only at Target exclusive Vecna Stranger Things pop to give away. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, those colors are awesome.
We both have one too. They're very cool. Normally don't go for pops, but I do love things that are in different colors than they're supposed to be. So I'm a fan. I'm a fan. But yes, you must be present in the stream to win.
Yes.
And Johnny's going to put up a hashtag. So to enter, all you have to do is put that hashtag in the chat. Exactly how it is spelled. Yes. And yeah, that's how you can enter, and we'll give it away at the end. Yes, you can win, Tony.
Yes.
If you Derek, you can enter too. You're allowed.
I like my odds. I do
Yeah,
well
you won last time.
Yeah.
Historically, I do well on this show.
Mm-hmm. You do.
You can't have my awesome Surfer Boy Pizza Transformer, though.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
He has to show it off every time.
It's thematic. I had to go and order it after we started streaming. I was like, wait a minute. Wasn't there a Stranger Things one? And guess what? There was. Luckily, it was still in stock on Amazon and not a ridiculous amount of money on eBay. He's putting his guns back on.
Perfect.
His little
Gotcha.
magnet
It's an axe.
turns into a
Nice.
gun.
Yeah, those
you have to
pretty cool.
You have to make it just. I'm pretty sure you can only do it as just the comment.
Yeah.
I don't
So
think you can
enter
have
it-
any other writing with it.
Yes. Because right
Yeah.
now it only says. Well, wait. He's the only one I see, and it says 1 entry. So
Oh, okay. Maybe it does work. Just kidding.
yeah, it does. As long as hashtag Vecna is in the thing, it will pop. You guys need to enter hashtag. You two need to enter it in the chat as well. There.
Oh,
Yeah. You need to
on
type
it. On it.
All right. Shall we get into the episodes? If you haven't watched us before, the whole premise of this series and our other rewatch series is that one of us. Oh, Siri decided to go off on my phone. Fuck you, bitch. The whole premise is that one of us has seen it before and one of us hasn't. So in this case, Johnny hasn't seen Stranger Things. So we are
Surprisingly.
popping his cherry wide open. So yeah, we're going to... Huh?
I said we'll be gentle.
Yes. Sure, maybe.
I mean,
Will we? So yeah, we'll go through each of the episodes. Please ignore the dogs in the background. If they start humping each other, nothing I can do about it. At least it's kind of blurred. This time I won't be as thorough as we are before because, as we just talked about, these are very long episodes. So I will just be doing Wikipedia summaries instead. And then we will talk about them. And, oh, can't forget, gotta show off my Demogorgon makeup. This side is better. Oh, Johnny, why do you always make me big?
Yeah,
That's
bravo.
what they said. Thank you. All right.
you're welcome.
Welcome. All right. So let's get into it. Stranger Things.
Let's
Season
go.
4. Episode 7. The Massacre at Hawkins' Lab. Joyce, Murray, and Yuri. God, I hate how they rhyme. Enter. Oh, God. I don't know how to say this. I'm going to say.
Kamchatka.
This is. Kamchatka?
Rumchata.
Krivoslavich?
No, it literally is. Are you
Kombucha.
reading the same thing? Did you pull it up too, Derek?
No, I just have a really good memory.
Oh, that's so funny.
Nice.
It's spelled Kamchatka, and I have a lisp. Huh?
Kamchatka.
Kamchatka.
Haha.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Let's
come
see,
is in
dude.
there.
It's let me
Cam
pull it up real quick. 'Cause if I see it, I can
Kamchatka.
read it.
Kamchatka.
Kamchatka. Yes, there you
See
go.
yes. The problem is I have a lisp with CH, SH, J, and G sounds, so that is very hard for me to say. Anyways, they enter horchata. I'm gonna say horchata.
There you
and
go.
witness Hopper and his fellow prisoners fighting the Demogorgon. Hopper holds the creature back with the flaming spear while Murray and Joyce subdue the guards and open the prison doors, allowing Hopper and Jack and Hagar to escape. Joyce and Hopper reunite. Dustin, Lucas, and Erica theorize that Vecna has spawned a gate at the site of each murder, which they communicate to Steve's group in the Upside Down. Both parties reunite inside Eddie's trailer at the gate where Chrissy died. Robin and Eddie safely exit, but Vecna possesses Nancy. She discovers that he is Victor Creel's son, Henry, who killed his mother and sister with his psychokinetic powers before falling into a coma and being placed in Brenner's care. Henry became Subject 1 in Brenner's attempts to replicate his powers, and later the orderly that 11 befriended. 11 finally remembers Henry committing the lab massacre and trying to kill her when she refused to help fulfill his murderous ambitions. 11 overpowered Henry and sent him to the Upside Down where he became Vecna. Dun dun dun. All right. So
I fucking called it. At the very, near the end of the stream last week, I was like, wait a minute. Well, I knew Henry was number 1. That's what I figured out. I didn't figure out that number 1 was Vecna, but I thought I was starting to think, because for those of you who don't know and weren't here before, in Dungeons and Dragons, Vecna is a lich, and a lich is traditionally a high-level wizard who goes through rituals and experiments to make himself undead. But with all the powers that we've seen from Vecna and with 11 and anybody who's in that program, it's more like psionicists, which are Jedi, anything telekinetic, telepathic, stuff like that. So I was wondering if it was possible that Vecna was also related to the program somehow, but I didn't put together that he was actually Henry / number 1 / the helper. I referred to him as the helper in my notes because I didn't know his name. But yeah, I fucking called it. I was happy about that.
I remember being kind of a surprise when I watched it the first time, but it's a really satisfying one. It really it really ups the ante, and it makes a lot of sense too.
Totally. It's like all the pieces fall into place. What about you, Derek?
I thought it was rad. The only thing I don't like about it is his name's Henry. That's my son's name. This is like the
Oh no.
yeah. There's like a with the media that's consumed in this house. There's like a lot of bad Henrys in fiction.
Oh
I don't
no.
care for that. I don't care. I don't cotton to
no.
that too well.
Hey, well, maybe your Henry will break the cycle of bad Henrys. How about that?
That's what I'm hoping. He is pretty kick-ass.
Yeah. He can be like the one good Karen.
And he's got superhero alliteration. Henry Hoover.
Yeah, there you go.
Looks like I just
on
need
his
to
way.
die, right?
Nothing wrong with alliteration.
Or turn evil and be his like
No.
nemesis.
Oh.
No.
Not today, Satan.
I don't like that. I don't like that kind of talk.
The other notes that I had for this episode were she's right, rabies are no joke. When she's I think it's Robin talking about
Robin.
the Demobats. I felt really bad for that poor agent. Were you gonna say something, Kayla?
I was going to say right before that, my note was such a great action scene to start the episode with the Fab Four killing the demos.
Yeah.
Damn Steve letting out his anger like that. He really just let them have it.
That was pretty rad. He's all like just shirtless and shoeless and just It was
Yeah.
I dug that.
The like whole choreography of the scene is just like really well done too.
Yeah.
It's cool. Sorry, Johnny, what were you going to say next?
No, that's okay. Yeah, it was. I did write that's a swarm when all those bats started coming in. The agent said to the military guy, "Promise me you won't kill her." I'm like, "Don't be delusional, dude. That never works. Never works."
No, it does not.
Back at the, go ahead.
I was going to say, Erica ratting out Lucas, Dustin, and Max to the cops. I was like, why is she doing this? Like, does she
Couch
not?
is on fire.
Yeah, like
She's
I
such a
didn't.
shit.
But like, she's also so good. Like, I don't know if she maybe just like didn't put the two and two together, like why they were saying they didn't know Eddie. So I don't know, because obviously she helps them a lot. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
once she's in on the secret and involved, she's all about it, and she totally has their
Yeah.
backs and will do anything.
In that
Yeah.
moment, she's a shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
huge.
Exactly.
That was my
Huge
note for
poo-poo.
that. Erica's had enough, and so has Ted. LOL. I want to know what was under Lucas's bed that she threatened
Yeah.
him with.
It's a 100 on a scale of 1 to 10, whatever it is. I
Yeah,
remember that.
Porn.
Sounds like some primo filth.
yeah, right. Like, what kind of porn
Probably.
is it? Like, I want to know what.
Crusty
Weird shit you
socks.
can only get in the mail.
All right. Bye bye. I
Yeah.
don't need
Yeah.
17 highs.
What the hell was that?
I don't know.
Hi.
No clue.
Hi.
So there's a conversation in this part too, where they're talking about the gates, and it sounded like they were confused about like something, and I'm like, why would they? What, like, how? Why is it in the lake? And I'm like, I don't know if it was that or if it was something else, but I'm like, you guys just said like in the last episode that the Demogorgon like left gates behind. Why are you confused about the existence of gates now?
I don't think that was part of the conversation exactly. I thought it was more focused because once again, I rewatched it 3 times. I thought it was more focused on, because Erica brings up the question, why Lover's Lake? And Lucas is like, that's not what we're talking, like, that's not the problem. And Dustin's like, she doesn't know, but she has a good point. Like, why particularly Lover's Lake? And that's when Dustin puts it together that a gate's been opened up everywhere, that Vecna's killed someone. because of that psionic connection that opens a gate there.
Okay.
I don't think there was anything. I don't think they were so confused about maybe they were at first, and then once Erica asked that, that's when they're like, okay, that's how the gates are getting opened, you know?
Gotcha.
Because 11 opened up the first one in the first season. So they already knew that.
Right. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't clock exactly what they were talking about, because
A lot happened, so
yeah,
it's hard to keep track. Like, even rewatching it 3 times, there was still stuff that I was like even that conversation, I feel like there's just so much jam-packed into it, which is crazy because, yeah, these episodes are so long, and yet, yeah, there's these moments where I feel like they just pack all the information in at once for some reason. Anyways, continue your thoughts.
This goes on into an interesting reveal that so, and I don't know if it hadn't been confirmed yet, but they do just kind of do it in this episode, because Nancy goes in her bedroom and the gun's not there, and she reads the journal, and I'm like, so the Upside Down is a copy of the real world from when the gate first opened, and then they say something like, we're in the past. I'm like, you're not in the past. It's just from when the gate opened, so the guns aren't there because she hadn't bought them yet, and obviously there's nobody in this reality altering things. So when 11 opened the gate, like, it's more like
in there.
She created the Upside Down in general, or just copied the stuff over. Like, so I'm curious, if you were in the Upside Down,
she threw Vecna into it because the mind flayer was already in the Upside Down, as we see later on.
So I wonder what leads to the fact that there is a mirror of real world stuff there from when the gate opened.
Wasn't it the date from when
Will went missing?
Yeah, when Will went missing from
Yeah. Which is also when that's when she opened it.
I wonder.
Opened the Upside Down's pussy.
That's a scene I watched over and over again, kind of wondering, like what you said, Johnny. Like, okay, what's the mechanics of this? What's the why of this happening? And the best I can come up with is in that moment when that gate's created, and she makes contact with the Demogorgon and freaks out. It's all a hive mind in there. Vecna connected with her and was able to, it was such a strong psionic bond, and she's in the real world. He's able to suddenly perceive everything in Hawkins and instantly manifest it. Maybe.
Yeah. And maybe that's something we'll find out more about the actual in the next season.
Yeah. Because I think it is just like a kind of a parallel universe, mirrored universe, but yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if that break in that universe when she threw Vecna into it, if it kind of imprinted on the Upside Down. That's why Hawkins was there and frozen at that moment of time, but maybe not necessarily all of the Upside Down is like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, is it Hawkins out to a certain radius, or like if you went into the Upside Down and drove from Hawkins to New York, is everything along the way going to be there, or do you just eventually run into like wasteland?
That's a great question.
That's a good question.
Well, they show what the Upside Down kind of looks like when Vecna's first sent back there, don't they? In the flashback, and it's just barren and crazy and just red lightning and dirt,
floating
everywhere.
rocks.
Yeah,
Looks like Mars.
Yeah, pretty much. So maybe it must have to do with the connection in Vecna and all his
Yeah.
tentacles and everything tapped in is recreated it. He manifested. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah. I try not to think about it too much, but maybe we'll get some answers next season. Hopefully. Right before that part, I think that's when Eddie and Steve have a cute heart-to-heart when Steve is like, or no, when Eddie's like, oh, like, I thought you were going to be a douche and you're not. Like, what the hell?
Told him that was a very Ozzy move of him beating those bats. He's like, what are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, just completely lost. I'm like, Ozzy. Because you go back to season 1, he's like beating the shit out of a Trooper album when the girls show up. So, yeah, I don't think Ozzy's on his radar so much.
Yeah. And I loved Erica's line of spill your guts, cowpuncher. And then when she's like, please be kind, rewind. Very VHS era. And then when Robin says genius child about Dustin when he says the gate theory. Anything? My next note isn't until they're running away from the house. Or did we already, the kids are running away from the house?
Oh, when they escape the cops.
The only things I have before that, I wrote down Murray nailed it, but I don't know what I was talking about. I don't know what he nailed.
Murray's awesome.
Something.
Yeah, he's awesome in this.
Bless you, my child.
I love Murray. Murray's great. I just wish there was not that one that season that he was introduced and he was like coercing Jonathan, and not coercing because they were gonna, but like convincing Jonathan and Nancy that they wanted to bang is still weird to me. But everything other than that is fantastic.
It was the 80s.
And then I wrote, they just fucking steal Holly's light bright. Like, goddamn.
They gave her Skittles.
Poor kid.
They gave her Skittles, though. They gave her a bag of
did give her
Skittles for it.
That's true. I was thinking about this like about an hour ago or so before we got started. I'm wondering, because apparently she's been recasted for season 5, and she's gonna have a more prominent role. She's a little bit older. Holly has seen some shit since season 1, from the lights,
But she's
a bunch of goofy shit. Season 3, she's in the Ferris wheel with her folks, looks terrified because all the trees are moving like it's goddamn Jurassic Park. Holly's seen some shit. She needs a therapist, man. That's what I'm calling it.
yeah. They all do. They all do. Yeah, there's supposed to be a time jump. A lot of people think that it's going to be like 1989. So we'll see.
Great year. Great
Ghostbusters
year.
2.
We'll talk about that
Also-
when we get to the end of the last episode, because I have thoughts
Yeah.
about that.
Do you want to tell Quip about the giveaway since he's here?
Yeah, Quip, follow
Maybe-
the
maybe
instructions
his
on the
young-
banner.
But he doesn't. There you go.
Quip, do the thing.
Do
You
the
know.
thing.
Do it.
Do it.
Speaking of Vecna, my freaking He-Man and Vecna pre-order from
Maybe
Target
this
got
Vecna will
canceled
make her feel better, Quip.
because they apparently
Oh,
sent
I
me
saw
an email
that.
to extend it, and I didn't see it. So that sucks.
Too bad.
Hopefully I'll still find
Too
it.
sad.
So yeah, Quip,
Yeah.
enter hashtag Vecna in the chat to be entered to the giveaway to enter this Vecna Funko Pop,
Freudian.
courtesy of Gameoloticon.
Funko cock. Okay.
I'm going to call him that forever now.
Yeah. Sounds like a much better name. I was gonna say, you don't have to run the banner the whole time, Johnny. We can just throw it up every once in a while.
Oh.
Throw up the gang sign of Vecna, hashtag Vecna.
Boom. I mean, it doesn't affect much. Let's do this one, just so everybody knows.
Oh, yeah.
Justice for Barb. Yes, justice for a lot of people. Yeah, when they're running away from the cops, and Erica's like, I guess this is just a minor misdemeanor. She's like stabbing the tires. So
yeah,
good.
that's all it is. That's just a misdemeanor. You'll be fine.
I had to.
I mean, I don't know.
I had to laugh at the one cop saying that they shouldn't have started with Max. She was kind of mean.
And then when he
That
goes
was
up there
great.
to try to find the kids, he's like, what does he say? Like, come out, little something. Damn it, now I forgot it. It was funny. Oh,
I don't remember either.
little pigs. He calls them little pigs.
Yes.
I'm like, that's funny because you're a pig. Anyways. My next note is when the Demogorgon is coming out. Do you have anything? Does anyone have anything before that scene?
But this is the first time we've actually seen a Demogorgon in a while, though, I think.
Yeah.
Since
the end of
season
season
3, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's pissed.
We didn't see one in season
It
3.
Or
is.
season 2.
Yeah, it's been a
I
while.
don't think we saw
No.
one in season 2 either because it was the Demodogs.
The dog.
No,
yeah.
at the very end of season 3, one crawls out. That
Oh.
post-credit scene where they're all talking and they're like, no, leave the American. They take another prisoner in there and it comes and eats the dude.
Yeah.
Or it's alluded to. The
That
guy
doesn't
got
count.
it. We know what happened. But yeah, that's not really like a full-blown Demogorgon scene.
Yeah. So really since season 1.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. Yeah, we were talking about it last week when Hopper's like, oh, they have white, pale skin. And I was like, do they? And then in this episode, of course they do. And I'm like, interesting. Didn't seem like it was white. Seemed more gray before, but whatever. Yes, Demodogs are baby Demogorgons, but still like a Demogorgon in its full state. A Demo
Humanoid.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So when the Demogorgon does come out, Jack and Hagar, aka I don't even know his name, his character's
Antonov.
name, but
Antonov.
He says, whatever comes out of there, hold your ground. And I was like, okay, Jack in the White. Because if you don't know what I'm referencing, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, it's when the Grand breaks through the gate of Minas Tirith. And Gandalf the White says that to the people. Okay. Anyways, moving on.
I see you. I get it.
Yeah. And of course the lighter doesn't fucking work for
Of course
Hopper
not.
at first. I was
Oh my
like,
Why
god.
would it?
It worked
need that
perfect when
charisma.
he was in the prison, and then this, I'm like,
silly boy. I did think it was pretty hot though when Hopper was fighting the Demogorgon. I was like, okay.
Wee little. Woo. Woo.
And then later in the last episode, oh yeah. Oh, and then we finally get to see Marie's black belt skills coming into play
Yeah.
after Joyce was making fun of him so much for that.
He kicked some Russian's ass. It was awesome.
Did.
Are you just gonna breathe into the mic? I don't know if you can hear that.
Right,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Here, tell the people what you want to say. Okay, bye.
all of that was good. That whole sequence with them fighting the Demogorgon and everything in that part of the Russia sequence was good. And then Joyce and Hopper finally reunited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was so cute. So
Are
cute.
you okay? Wait, are you?
Yeah, I was wondering where that was going.
Oh
It
dear.
was so cute.
Do those dogs know the Heimlich?
No, I'm not joking. It was cute. Very cute. Very cute. Tune to do impression, Kayla. Yes.
Ha.
Sure. And I totally forgot that Vecna gets into Nancy's head before.
Oh my
which,
God.
I mean, makes sense
Yeah.
because of, she has a lot of guilt for Barb and everything.
They show Barb. Yeah, it's crazy. And the
Yeah,
pool
did,
filling up with blood.
Are they insinuating with this that it was actually Vecna who killed Barb?
I think he kind of tries to take credit for everything. Like he was controlling everything from the start.
Yeah.
So technically,
Yeah.
I guess he did.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a hive mind, so. Oh no.
God damn.
Quit.
Hot takes.
Hey, she was pretty fucking bad. Like, she's badass every season, but this season, for sure. She takes the final blow at Vecna. Pretty
yeah.
cool. She fucking sawed off a shotgun.
Did.
Come on.
Okay, so how you got hot and bothered by Hopper? I don't know, man. Y'all sawing off a shotgun. I got a little ooh. Maybe I'm not saying I did or didn't. Maybe I opened a Coors banquet and sat back for a second. Okay. Okay. Ooh.
Oh, and then when we see number one taking care of the guards at Hawkins' lab, and he does the head tilt move, I was like, that's where Eleven got it from, but she just doesn't know it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I really liked the organ music that was playing while one was telling his story to 11. It really gave me Interstellar vibes. And Johnny, were you a little traumatized by the bunny scene?
If I did, I blocked it out, and I don't remember because I don't remember the bunny scene.
You're richer for that.
Henry Creel, as a kid, fucking up the bunny.
Vaguely, I think I might have blocked it out.
They don't really
Maybe.
They don't really show it, but I think you hear it.
Oh, you hear
They
the
can't-
hell out of it.
Yeah.
Oh. Watership down. Damn.
That's really. I don't really have anything else for this episode. We kind of talked about the stuff with the reveal of Vecna as one and 11
Yeah.
killing him and opening the first gate.
Oh, and it was very a la Harry using happy memories to amplify his powers versus sad/angry ones with 11 pushing him into the upside down. And then we see the original upside down pussy, which is very exciting. And then my last two
Original
notes
pussy, if
were
you will.
my last two notes were, damn, such a good episode. And then crazy how we don't get any Mike, Will, Jonathan, Argyle in this episode though. 140 minutes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I missed them, but I don't think they could have done that,
Yeah. I think if you tried to have something with them in there that's too much in an already crowded episode. I mean, still the episode worked. These are very crowded episodes. There's pros and cons to that, in my opinion. But I think if you tried to throw in the, who I will refer to as the Pizza Gang, if you tried to throw that in there, I think that's a little much for an already pretty long episode where two B stories that could have wrapped up a little quicker finally reached some resolution. What is that?
It came with the Transformer. It's the Surfer Boy pizza.
Okay. Would have been a lot cool if there was a tiny snack-sized pizza in there, though.
Well,
With pineapple.
I have to do because
I'm gonna pull out a pizza.
He has a pizza.
Oh, nice. Oh,
So-
yeah. He should come with one, too.
Party Wallop and Code Red are good friends.
So was that? So they're not. Yeah, they're not in this episode. So is that the episode before where they go to Dustin's girlfriend? She hacks
Yeah.
the coordinates and
The
yeah,
side
okay.
quest.
Yeah, that was last
Utah.
episode.
Yep.
Which Shauna made
Yep.
sure to make it very well known that she does not like Susie. Susie is a user.
She's a know-it-all.
Well, it's more so because of in the previous season when they needed the what was it? Not avocados number, as I like to call it. That other famous number.
Oh,
Like
the
constant.
Fibonacci constant.
Wasn't
You
that? I'm sure. I know
Pythagorean
Fibonacci very
theorem.
well. Thank you to Fringe.
Um,
No, something like that. Something like, but like, you know,
I know what you're
Avogadro's
talking about.
number, like how that's like a constant number that's used for everything. It was like that. Planck's constant? No. I don't know.
Maybe.
I
I
don't
don't remember.
know. Yeah, but they needed her.
I'll be a dork and look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Tell me if I'm wrong. So basically, Shauna didn't like how Susie stopped Dustin when like they needed that number, you know, really badly. She made him sing that whole song just because they hadn't talked in a while. So Shauna thinks that she's a little manipulative. And I'm like, you're not wrong. But also they're kids, so I don't know. Yeah, it's either like Planck's constant or something like
I
that.
think you're right. I think it's Planck's constant. I think
Okay.
you gripped it and ripped it. But now I have to know. I have to see it.
Yep. We will get an answer. Any other thoughts about episode 7 before we move on to episode 8 while Derek looks that up?
yes, you're right. I got it. It is Planck's constant.
All right.
Got it.
I
Well-
don't have anything else.
No, it was a really, really good episode. Answered a lot of questions and yeah.
Agreed. All right. Episode 8. Papa.
The Ocho.
Vecna shows Nancy a vision of the future where Hawkins is torn apart by rifts before releasing her. The group determines Vecna needs 4 gates to enact his plan. Max offers to lure Vecna into possessing her so the others can attack him while he is distracted. 11, using her powers, learns of this plan and gets Owens to arrange transit to Hawkins. However, Brenner betrays and secures Owens and traps 11, insisting she needs to complete her training, because we didn't see that coming at all. 11 realizes that Brenner had been using her for years to try to recover Henry from the Upside Down. Sullivan and his forces arrive at the site and kill all the staff. Brenner flees with 11, but is shot himself. Sullivan's crew tries to kill 11 from a helicopter, but she uses her powers to take them out just as Mike's group arrives, aka the Pizza Gang. She does not concede to understand Brenner's motives before he dies. Okay, interesting sentence. In Russia, Hopper, Joyce, Murray, Yuri, and Antonov, aka Jack and Hagar, escape the base after discovering several more creatures from the Upside Down, as well as a shadowy fragment of the Mind Flayer under study in the prison.
The particles.
Dun, 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 the particle. Clever girl. Yeah. I studied science. I know things. Probably at the beginning when like Nancy is getting controlled by Vecna and they're trying to find music for her. The like most famous line of Eddie going, "This is music."
There's music.
Robin's
I'm on
like,
Eddie's
no.
side with that.
I think everyone has different tastes in music, and it is valid. But yes, more towards Eddie's side too. Although I don't know what Nancy would have liked, so who knows? Who knows? Yes, you just want to breathe into Mike. Do you have something to say about that? Did you hear it?
Yes.
Yeah, we heard the sniff. The
snoots.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
He's literally like Doug from Up. It's so funny. You're so cute. Okay. Anyways, thoughts on this episode?
I think Brenner and my stepmom should get together and go out fucking bowling.
Tell us how you really feel about your stepmom.
We ain't got all night, babe.
Fair.
She's a peach.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, she's a fucking gem. The Brenner, none of it, like you said, none of it surprised any of us. I think, like, yeah, no, you're not leaving. And it really speaks to he's a good bad guy. Like, he's a really good human villain. And it's almost like he's a more controlled version of another human villain that we've seen throughout the season, Jason, the captain of the sports ball team.
Oh, yeah.
In that he is a person who is convinced that the ends justify the means, that what I'm doing has a purpose, what I'm doing is right, what I'm doing is just, and how I get to that end result, that's really not important. It's very much a very simple way of putting it is, well, you got to crack some eggs to make an omelet. He's that guy. And his death and her, sitting with him during the death and kind of holding him for a second, or holding his hand and then just walking away, like not giving him the satisfaction of, no, I understand. I fucking love that for some very personal reasons. And I'm sure you guys can put that together real quick.
Yeah. No, I relate to that as well, with the family member that passed away that really should have passed away a lot sooner than they did. So, yeah. Yep.
Kayla, let's just watch Batman 89 together later. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
That's how I deal with this shit.
Quip, I fucking hope so. I think so. I don't think
he's got to be.
Yeah.
He's got to be like super dead.
Super dead.
DED dead.
DED dead.
I say he did.
But I did, I thought it was very Independence Day with the Demogorgons and the tanks looking, with all, how they had the aliens in the tank
dude.
in Independence Day.
So that was one of my first notes after that Demogorgon that they were like dissecting alive.
Oh, that was fucked up. The vivisection. Oh.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, they have loads of them.
Yes.
They have loads of their loads, I'm sure.
Yeah. And they have the fucking Mind Flayer. At least that's what I presume.
Some of it.
Some of it. Like, I think it's like supposed to be like the particle aspect of the Mind Flayer that we see in season 3 that like suddenly forms in the abandoned warehouse. Or was it? Well, the big one was
in season 3. It turns into a physical form, but we see it more in its particle form in season 2.
Okay, yeah.
Like a cyborg.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I know. Damn Russians.
Terma Brenner.
Let's hope not.
The next couple of notes I have are Argyle saying, "Watch out, Dominoes." And they go to the
franchise
surfer boy
dudes.
And then, of course, that location has its version of Argyle because that's how things work in the real world.
Yep.
All it
It's
took
like
Will-
Springfield, Shelbyville. You got to have equivalents.
Will finally gives Mike the painting that
Yes.
he made for him, and
Which
when-
Jonathan is like watching that interaction the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed
Yeah.
that.
that was my next note. Like Will's talking about himself, not Elle, and poor Will. Jonathan knows, like he knows what's going on, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's it. I have about that stuff until Max.
Yeah, I have Elle's got her powers back, baby. And yeah, I had all the crying emojis for Will showing Mike his painting and then, turning around and like crying into his hand, which that got blown up into so many memes at the time. Holy shit.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. And then
I thought 11 was going to destroy that Nina machine. Like when she starts proving that her powers are working and she picks it up, I thought she was just going to smash it.
Would have been pretty rad.
Yeah.
Would have been. Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
And they're still convinced that they might. Are you sure it's not a small lady named Nina? And he's out there yelling, Nina! But he does find the tire. He does find the tire tracks while they're arguing over the coordinates. He actually does help.
Yeah.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
He's not just a stoner with good lines and great hair.
Oh yeah, his hair is real nice.
Impossibly
Yeah.
straight hair.
Yeah. Genetics, man. Also so heartbreaking when Robin sees Vicky kissing her boyfriend in what is essentially Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah, that's a Bass Pro.
Yeah. A mini Bass Pro.
No kick-ass fish tank though.
And they are going hard on the like Breakfast Club Molly Ringwald vibe with Vicky and that.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
every that is the busiest store I've ever seen. There's so many people in there shopping for guns and everything. It's crazy.
Oh, guns
I
were all the
mean-
rage in the 80s, bro.
I guess so.
I mean, in the 80s, like they still are.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, no.
Well, also,
Unfortunately.
Special in the 80s.
I mean, Nancy using her excuse of, like scary times, I think that's probably why everyone else was there because of everything going on. Also, yes, quip. I would go to the army surplus stores way too much as a child.
and then
Not
the,
because I wanted to.
And then we get the Michael Myers mask used again.
Yep.
Like, why did he even bother? Like, he sticks out more wearing that.
Yeah.
Like, he's more of a distraction and obvious than he would be if he was just sneaking around without it on. But and they steal
Yeah.
and they hotwire the camper, and yeah, that's a fun scene.
It is.
It made me want to
And-
Winnebago real bad.
It looks just like the one from Breaking
Winnebago.
Bad.
It does. It fucking did.
It's the first thing that popped in my head, and I are pulling out of the trailer park, and that final curtain like falls off of it. It looks Breaking Bad vibes.
Most of my notes too.
Jinx.
I did love how Nancy held her own against Jason, though. That was nice
Yeah.
to see.
Oh. Isn't that
Very
such a good scene? Like in a subtle way, isn't that scene with him just great? Because you're watching him. He is a slow burn as far as like going down a psychological rabbit hole. I'm fascinated. I'll speak to it like by the time we get to episode 9, but I'm fascinated with Jason this season. He is low key my favorite background character this season for a number of reasons.
He does
Yeah.
a really good job of making you hate him.
Yeah. Kudos
Yeah.
to
Really
the
good
actor.
job.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like that kid acted. He's a young man. I'm 42, so I get to call
Kid.
everybody kid. But he really did just do this amazing job of like the beginning of the season starting out like so, hometown, captain of the team, good Christian boy, shit, and then by this point, like he is slowly It's like oh god damn it, what's his name?
But are you that surprised?
No, God, no. It's how well he did it. It reminds
Because
me
it seems
of,
to happen a lot, especially today.
Yeah, It reminds me the way he, by this point, he's so starting to spiral down a rabbit hole and go a little nuts. Even his eyes are starting to look a little bloodshot. It reminds me of Vincent D'Onofrio in Full Metal Jacket, just how he slowly goes from like the private pile dipshit to psychotic. So I know I'm really getting into the fucking weeds here with Jason of all characters.
Yeah.
It just I really liked it, and I liked that scene because she was not fucking having it with his bullshit. I loved it.
I loved it too. Great scene. Great scene.
Some things that I had that we didn't get to. Max, I did not see Max offering herself as bait. Like, I knew she was going to be like on Vecna's radar and he was going to come for her, but I didn't see her like making herself
going to come for her.
The bait.
Say that for later.
The coming.
I was nice to see Owens has fucking integrity, like when he was telling Brenner the way it was going to be.
Yeah.
If he had integrity, he would have told her about Brenner being involved.
That is true. He's saving himself a little. It's kind of a wash, but yeah, he definitely
he makes up for it in this episode.
Does anyone else feel like the whole Brenner Owens thing is like a dark reference to My Two Dads? Anyone?
Wasn't Paul Reiser in that?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, it could be.
Along with the dude that was in BJ and the Bear. Mark something.
Yeah, I don't remember the other guy.
Stacey Keenan.
And then in the, I think it's when they're in the camper, Max says to Lucas, "That's presumptuous of you." Isn't that like the first thing she said to the crew in like her introduction, or one of the first things she said?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it is.
It
stuck out to me. Argyle is awesome, of course.
Yes. He's great.
I just wrote in all caps, "Oh, fuck you, Brenner," when he sends the guards after Owens and locks 11 in. And then Brenner says, tells Elle you trust Henry, who manipulated you like a puppet. Like, you fucking didn't? Like, pot, meat, kettle. Like,
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're trying to do. Hi, Allison.
Yes.
Oh. I was reading my notes, so I didn't see it.
It's okay.
Put hashtag Vecna in the chat to win the Funko Pop.
Yes. Or how do you say it?
Oh yeah.
Funko Cock.
There you go.
Yes.
My Freudian slip earlier, apparently. Yeah. And then my next note, Brenner, you're a piece of shit. I said, LOL, when Dusty's like, not my teeth. It was such a great big brother, little brother moment between Eddie and Dustin. It was nice to see. And then, yes, finally, Brenner is fucking dead. Hell yeah, Elle.
Yeah. And just her bringing down the chopper is so epic.
Oh, yeah.
So epic. So cool.
It was nice it was really nice to see Finn. What's Finn's character's name? I can always forget. Mikey and 11 like finally reunite and everything, but it's in front of like a big mass murder. There's just dead bodies that have been shot everywhere.
Yeah, especially
beautiful
like
reunion.
She just did that.
These kids have seen some shit.
Yeah, it didn't even phase him. He just didn't care. Dead bodies everywhere.
What?
Hey,
Yeah.
Fun Pocox.
Wow.
They're real peg warmers.
Quip.
Well
That's
done,
a good
Quip.
one. All right. Proud of you, buddy.
Oh boy. All right. Anything else before we move on to episode 9, aka the season finale? Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Episode 9, The Piggyback. The Hawkins group enacts their plan. Max, Lucas, and Erica go to the Creel house while Steve, Nancy, Robin go to its upside-down counterpart to attack Vecna, with the bats being drawn away by Dustin and Eddie. Eddie sacrifices himself in the process. Eleven's group creates an isolation tank for her to enter Max's mind and find Vecna. However, Vecna overwhelms her and possesses Max, revealing to Eleven that he has controlled the Upside Down ever since she sent him there. Mike professes his love for Eleven, giving her the strength to break Vecna's control over Max, but after interference from Jason, Max dies from her injuries. Hopper, Joyce, and Murray re-enter the prison and kill the remaining Demogorgons, weakening Vecna. Steve, Robin, and Nancy set Vecna's physical form ablaze and shoot him, apparently killing him. And Eleven uses her powers to revive Max, but the latter's brief death allows Vecna's gates to open and tear through Hawkins' bussy, killing Jason. 2 days later, the town is recovering from an earthquake, because that totally looks like an earthquake when there's an X. Everyone reunites. Huh?
With bunny rabbit ears.
Yes. Everyone unites while Max remains comatose. Will senses that Vecna is still alive, and the Upside Down begins invading Hawkins with its ash shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's snowing.
Yeah, we will talk about Eddie, don't worry. And we also have some notes from Kyle Wadaga, who wanted to be here,
Cool.
but he couldn't be here. So, yeah, he is very into lay metal. So, we'll get to that. My first note is brown chicken, brown cow, Joyce and Hopper. I think I like Hopper more with the dad bod, but I like the bald look on him. That's it.
All he was dreaming about was food the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, really?
That's
And he's
it?
like, I've been literally eating maggots.
Oh, I've been getting 2 orders of breadsticks.
Yep. Yep. And then, I liked the notes back and forth between Max and Lucas were really cute. And it was very a la Taylor Swift's You Belong to With Me music video. To Me, With Me. Iconic. No one? Nope. Just me. Okay. Johnny, do you have any notes for the first part of this episode?
Yeah, my first note is fuck you, Yuri. My second note is what you gonna do, brother? I cannot take Joyce seriously in the Hulk Hogan shirt. I just can't.
Oh my god.
And then
It's just
red, white, blue
ridiculous.
coats.
Yeah.
Oh my God, why didn't they release those?
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have bought the shit out of that.
Thank you. Thank you for understanding my Taylor Swift reference. And I'm not even a Swiftie.
And then
Go
breaking
ahead.
back into the prison with the flamethrower. Righteous.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Murray gets to be a badass with it. Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
God, he gets to do karate and he gets to have a
And the
flamethrower this season.
flamethrower.
This is peak Murray.
He's probably just jizzing his pants the entire time. Let's be
how,
honest.
How could you not?
I don't
Like
know.
I just as a kid playing with WD-40 and a lighter doing something.
Oh
I
my
got
God, yeah.
I got chubs on that. A flamethrower? Oh.
6 to
After
midnight,
you-
real quick.
I warned you, I'm gonna get weird.
Hey, this is the place to get weird.
This is where to
I'll
do
say
it.
some weird shit.
And it wasn't ectoplasm.
No. Nuh-uh.
Let's see. My next note is Jonathan and Will's heart to heart, telling Will he'll always be there for him no matter what. And I was like, ow, my queer heart can't handle this. It's so cute. I loved that. We love a good brotherly bonding moment. That was
That was
really
a good
sweet.
moment between Jonathan and Will. Do you guys think with my take on Will with Mike was, I don't think he was attracted to Will. I think he was just having. I think he wanted to try to come out to his best friend. It's 1986. That's not fucking easy.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of my take. I know some people were like, no, he has it bad for Mike. I don't know that that's the case. I don't know.
I think he does, especially with painting that for him, and then how he's constantly looking at Mike and Elle's interactions with each other. Like, it's more than just, I want to tell you this. It's definitely, especially with him telling Mike, like, oh, you're the heart of this group, and, you know, both in the car and then when, you know, they're trying to help Elle fight Vecna.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, Mike, you're the heart. Don't forget that. Like, I think he's in love with him.
Or, you know, maybe it's like the whole struggle. I mean, I look at a guy-girl dynamic. If like one's into the other and the other's not, it's like, no, we're just friends. Like that's probably, yeah, there's probably a component there, and it probably sucks for him. Couple that with, I at least want to tell you this is what I'm like. And again, 1986, not a real good time to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Too bad
it's like
he doesn't know about Robin, or like Steve knowing about Robin. Because I'm like, oh, you could confide in Steve or Robin.
Yeah. Well, and like maybe he'll get to
next
have
season.
that opportunity now. Yeah, now that they're back in Hawkins, maybe he can have that, or at least some, so even in like a small, secretive manner, like he can at least have that kinship with Steve and Robin. So we'll see. We'll see. I hope so.
Hopefully.
Anyway. Yeah.
I hope so too.
Yeah, I guess there was, because that's one of the things I remember from, because like I said before when we started this season was not something I avoided spoilers for. Like, I watched people's recaps and everything. I just hadn't watched the season. I guess I got it wrong. I was under the impression that like Will outright came out to people like and spoke, but he doesn't. So I don't know where I got that in my head. Maybe just from people talking and saying how obvious it was.
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's kind of a universal, the way that they frame it with Will and show his reaction to like the little moments with Mike and Elle when they're just talking and giggling and like over the pizza, pineapple and jalapeno. That's kind of universal, regardless of gender and sexuality, of like seeing that like crestfallen look when you see the person you are into with someone else.
The object of your affection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's universal. It doesn't care about your genitals or sexuality.
Yeah, we've all been there. I'm like, I've been there in the opposite. I've had my Chasing Amy situation where like,
nice,
you know, so I tried to watch that movie. I did watch that movie recently, and oh goodness, that
I've never seen it.
The movie's still good, but the dialogue in it would not be the same if it was written today, because there is a lot of problematic dialogue in that movie.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of shit that like a studio would not let fly today.
Yeah,
not a chance in hell. God, I haven't watched that movie in forever.
I think if Kevin Smith sat down to write that movie today, it would be completely different as far as dialogue goes. At least the situations would be the same in the overarching story, but all the dialogue would be way different. Especially Banky. Banky is really bad. Anyway, we're not talking about Chasing Amy. We're talking about Stranger Things.
It's interesting. I think Quip brings up a good point, how clear they were with Robin's sexuality versus Will's. Society's fetishiz. That is even harder for me to say.
Fetishization.
Fetishization of lesbian versus gay men may play a factor in how the writers choose to tell both their stories. It was the 80s. Yeah. unfortunately, that is a thing, and I don't think it's just. I don't think you're saying it was just the 80s. Like, I'm wondering if they're trying to portray it as. I think obviously they are trying to portray it as a lens from the 80s. In looking at gay versus lesbian relationships, because it's very true. Because I don't know. Like, it's hard because I hope that's not their own perspective on it, like the writers. Like, I hope they're not like, oh, well, like, she's a lesbian, so that's like palpable for most people because it's fetishized so much, whereas like being gay isn't. Like, I hope it's from the like 80s paradigm, or whatever.
But Robin also does say, like, when she's talking to Steve about Vicky, and she's like, yeah, but what if I'm wrong? Like, if she's not, then, if you ask out a girl and she says no, you just move on. If I ask out a girl and she says no, then I'm ostracized and prejudiced, so on and so forth. Like, she talks about all the bad things that can happen.
Yes. But I mean, just in terms of like, they were a lot more obvious about Robin than Will.
I think part of that is Robin is, she's awkward but extroverted, if that makes sense.
She's also a lot older and like knows who she is at this point.
Yeah,
like
Steve
Will is
high school. Will's like still a kid figuring this out. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she can articulate it a little bit better. Will is way more introverted. And then speaking to the 80s, it was being gay in the 80s, period, was ostracized. Being a gay man in the 80s was even more ostracized because one thing they're not talking about, but it was clearly happening in the 80s, was you had the AIDS epidemic.
Mm-hmm.
So if you came out as a gay man in the 80s, there was a shit ton of more stigma with it. Or are you a miscreant? Are you doing this? Are you doing drugs? Are you engaging in sex? Do you have AIDS? Do you have this? Do you have that? It was like there was a whole myriad of shit that also not that it's not a competition who had it worse, but it seems like looking back at that time, there was way more bullshit that came with being a gay man as far as like what society would throw at you as far as stigmas were concerned. So I think I think there's a number of things in play. Like, Robin is more articulate. She is a little older. She is a little more extroverted than Will. But the idea of being a gay guy back then was really bad.
Yeah. Totally. I mean, I hope that's like where they were going with it, and not because of what Quip was saying before about the fettuccine.
The fettuccine of it all.
The fettuccine of it all. It is so hard to say.
Fettuccine rum chata.
It just puts all the bubbles in my mouth. It's so annoying.
Just say it like Orson was.
I can't.
There was a
I can't.
just to shout out another, because you're talking about this and I'm like, wait a minute, there was something that made me. There's a series called Eric. It's a mini series. It's on Netflix. It has Benedict Cumberbatch in it. It's set in the 80s. Yeah. Everybody likes a good comeback story. It's set in the 80s. He's playing a character who's on like he's a puppeteer on like a Sesame Street style kids show and whatnot. But it's set in the 80s, and one of the characters is a police officer who is a gay black man in New York, and they cover some of the
like Brooklyn Nine-Nine
trials and tribulations that they had to go through at the time.
Nope, no one else has seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Okay.
Holt?
I've seen memes.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the first
Of
few
course
seasons of that.
Oh, so good. So good. Sorry. Just reminded me of that. 99. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that poor show got canceled and moved around, and it was hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to go back and finish the last few seasons.
It's good. It's real good. All right. Shall we get into the most iconic scene of all time?
Rock and roll?
Jason dying. Yes, the rock and roll scene.
Chrissy, this is for you. Instant goosebumps. Oh my gosh. Every time. Every time. Ugh, it kills me. And then when Eddie turns around and faces the demo bats, it gives me the same vibes as Aragorn when he says, "For Frodo" at the Black Gates, and when Jon Snow unsheathes
You're having a
sword.
real go of it tonight.
on the field at the Battle of the Bastards. Yeah. It was pretty fucking epic.
It's amazing to me to think. It does not sound right, but it is true. Master of Puppets is an 80s song. You would never think that.
Yeah. A lot of people
Like-
don't realize that.
Yeah.
What do people think? It's a 90s song?
I mean,
Metallica typically gets
It's just been
associated
played
with
for
the
so
90s.
long. Yeah, it's hard to imagine it being that
It's-
old. It still seems kind of fresh.
It's so wild. It's
I was
kind
born
of
in the
timeless.
90s, so
But it, just leading up to it is so awesome when they go to get his guitar and the upside down.
Mhm.
He just said it was meant for this, and it's
That is pretty
It's
good.
funny because the captions were funny because in the middle of it, it's like ferocious guitar riff, shred guitar solo. I'm like,
pretty accurate. It's
They
accurate.
really get pretty descriptive and liberal with the adjectives when describing the music. I'm sitting there thinking in my head, I'm like, hold on a minute. What if you're born deaf? How do you know what the hell that means?
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you know the academic definition of the word, but
Sure.
Yeah.
like if you couldn't smell and someone said
Yes,
something smelled
yes.
sweet, like you're not going to know that that's a good thing, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
You know what? I actually didn't have cartilage in my knees when, well, it was past the 90s. It was in 2002, fourth grade. I had arthritis in my knee, so
Oh no!
Huge.
fuck you. Yes, I have old in bones.
Old
Not
soul,
old at heart. Old in bones. Anyways. Yes, that scene is just so epic, so good. And, you know, Eddie remembers, you know, like he ran away before and then he turns and faces the Demobats and then like holds up his shield and
Yeah.
so epic.
Yeah, this was the one thing through the series, like as soon as the song ended, like I had to go back to the start of it and rewatch, like just because it was an awesome occurrence.
Especially the cuts with what was going on with Max and Vecna at the same time, and then when she like sees Billy.
Yeah, the editing overall in this episode is really good. The way
Really
everything's
good.
paced and set to music, and yeah, we're very well done.
Mm-hmm.
But they
I mean,
didn't
it
have
is a movie.
yeah, pretty
in and of
much.
itself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, they didn't have to be. Dustin and Eddie didn't have to be outside while he was playing the guitar. I mean, it has a cord. He could have played it from inside the trailer. It would have been a lot safer.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have been as epic.
It wouldn't have been as badass. Oh yeah,
Not as
for sure.
glorious.
But I mean, they could have put the amps on the roof, and they could have been inside the trailer playing safely.
And also, they
you still
forgot about the
damn
vents.
Yeah, you forgot about them.
And I was
damn
like,
vents.
how did you?
They finally get the one. It's like, are there any more vents? Yeah.
Tisk tisk. Any more thoughts on that scene before we move on? Seeing Vecna as the Mind Flayer.
It's just rad.
Yeah,
Yeah. And we'll talk about it more when we...
it's badass.
I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it.
You can't even say it.
I can't say it. It's so sad.
Don't make me talk about it. Don't make me say it. No.
No. No. No, thank you.
Leave me be.
Leave me alone to die. I'm Lilo and Stitch. When Vecna says to 11, "It is over, 11. Your friends have lost," was very a la Voldemort to Harry in Order of the Phoenix. If anyone knows what I'm talking about in the Ministry of Magic. Yes.
Get that.
I understand.
Yay.
That.
Yay. And Mike's "I love you" speech to Elle. That was very, very cute. Although still kind of awkward that Will is like, "You're the heart, Mike." I'm like, oh my God, so cringe.
Yeah, that wasn't awesome.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's a little cringe. Just a wee bit. Max's limbs breaking is still so terrifying to watch.
That was shocking to see, especially the very first time seeing. Like you wouldn't expect them to go that far with it, and they
No.
go. I think she's like all.
I have to.
Do all of
excuse
her limbs
myself.
get it?
I'll be right back.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
Okay.
buddy. I'll be right back.
Oh.
Come here.
Sorry, go ahead.
Uh-oh.
We can watch the beautiful fire
Yeah, look at
Yeah.
on the TV. Shut
warm up.
Jeez.
Yes, the end of Order of the Phoenix definitely hits me in the heart nards as well. I feel that. Sorry, Tony, what were you saying?
But yeah, it was just shocking that they actually went there with it and like it went that far. It didn't you think, oh, they're gonna save her at the last second or whatever, but yeah, she dies for a whole minute.
For over a minute, as Lucas says. It's crazy. What did you think of seeing that for the first time, Johnny?
I was shocked that she actually died, but then it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not real happy about the resurrection. Like,
Yeah.
that seems like way too much for Elle to be able to do.
But just seeing Max like crying and saying she can't feel or see anything is just
yeah.
awful.
But it's cheap to do that, and then it doesn't matter because we bring her back. Like in so many shows, do that.
But she's still in a coma, so like we still don't know how things are going to turn out for her. Granted, there is a time jump, but also I think that just shows how much more powerful Elle's powers are now.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know. It feels like there should be a limit, and it feels like being able to bring somebody back from the dead, regardless of if she was only dead for a minute. Like technically, if someone's dead for a minute, you could CPR, I guess, and
yes, you can
resuscitate them, but
it happens in real life. I don't think it's that crazy. She could have done... She had her hand over Max's heart. She could have essentially done CPR on her.
Maybe.
Just saying.
Maybe. Like just a little mind heart massage. Just get in there with the mind. Where is it? Okay, I have a bunch of notes that we skipped over.
I think the funniest part of this episode is his name's Yuri, right? The Russian guy.
Yeah.
He's talking about how when he's satisfying a woman and the noises she's making when he's starting the helicopter. That was
He's
hilarious.
like, I know, because I'm a dog. You guys don't know.
You
And
don't
I'm
know.
like, oh my God. I was like, you probably don't know either, sir. So funny.
I was shocked that all the containers in Russia were empty. Like all the Demogorgons and Demodogs got out. We got to see Baby Max in the memory. The whole snowball set decaying was very Silent Hill, and that was awesome. When Jason starts beating up Lucas and like giving him shit, I wrote down, now, is that any way to treat the guy who shot the winning basket for the championship, Jason? Because one of my first notes was, this fucking dude is using like Hopper's death to like rah the team to go win a fucking basketball game. Come on. So I just had to put it back on him. Is that any way to treat the guy who shot the winning basket for the championship, Jason? Come on.
Yeah, come
Bad
on,
form.
Jason.
Bad form.
I mean, yeah, we'll get into Jason a little bit. I said yes, Murray to the rescue with burning the Demogorgons, and then Hopper picks up that fucking sword.
Yeah.
There goes my panties across the room.
Where did that's a Conan sword, right? Where the fuck did it come
That's the
from?
bastard sword.
Remember there was like the
weapons
thing
locker.
of weapons they could choose from?
Yeah, they show one
Okay.
guy holding it for a second, I think.
Okay.
when the
I missed
Demogorgon
it.
first comes
But like it's a replica of like the sword from Conan the Barbarian, right? Isn't that what it is? The
Oh, yes.
Atlantean sword?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, they need to put him in something. Yes, quit that. Exactly. And then I forgot how much I love the Running Up the Hill remix they do when Vecna's burning, and then the slow-mo shots of Robin, Steve, and Nancy attacking him, and also like cut with Hopper fighting the Demogorgon. It's just so good. So good. And then my next note is, see, Johnny, Nancy is useful. I think that was right after she shot Vecna.
But anybody could have hit that shot, though.
Yeah, with the sawed-off shotgun. But she made the shot. Like, she was the one that pulled the trigger, so.
And then blew him out the window, and then they run outside, and he's not there.
He's gone.
Just like Michael Myers.
Yep. Bringo.
Yeah. Good point. My next note is Dustin crying over Eddie. So,
Yeah.
Johnny, do you have anything before we talk about that?
Yeah, I missed a bunch.
Okay.
I just have, oh shit, the Three Musketeers are in trouble. I saw it coming, so I was like, Eddie, no, I predicted it, but I don't want it to happen. I said, that's your cue, 11. And she talks to Max. She says, I piggybacked from a pizza dough freezer. What?
Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah, Mike was laying it on real fucking thick with his speech. And then Demogorgon Flambe. Go Murray.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny that I wrote Demogorgon Flambe, and then later Robin uses the term flambe, and I was like, God damn it.
You knew.
I knew. Just like I knew what was going to happen next that we're going to talk about.
Yeah. So Dustin crying over Eddie while holding him in his arms and saying that they love each other, breaking that toxic masculinity of the 80s. And then also, like, you see Max being held by Lucas at the same time. It just
Heavy.
breaks my heart so much.
It's kind of
Very
the
heavy.
opposite. It's kind of the opposite of 11 and Dr. Brenner, where he's trying to make her say, you understood why I did that, and she doesn't give him the satisfaction and walks away. It's the opposite with Eddie and Dustin. He's, I didn't run away this time, did he? And Dustin's like, no, you didn't. Yeah.
When he ends with, this is going to be my year, man. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it breaks my heart. Right in the feels.
It's a good call.
Yeah.
right in the heart nards. As
Last
what we're
week
saying.
during my predictions, I was like, I think Eddie's gonna die, and everybody was like, "You want Eddie to die?" I said, "I don't fucking want Eddie to die, but I think he's going to."
Want that, you monster?
And guess what? He did. I knew it.
I was trying to keep hope alive for you, okay, Johnny?
There's apparently a deleted scene where Eddie's taken away in an ambulance, and
What?
I was reading about this. There was a
Well.
deleted scene for season 4 where Eddie was taken away in an ambulance, and there's
Guess
it's
they could
rumored,
have
you're not
drug
going
his.
to know until the damn season comes out, but thoughts and questions and rumors as to whether Eddie returns somehow in season 5.
I
Does
have
he-
seen some
With as popular
theories.
as he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have seen some theories of that he returns, but as much as I would love to see him again, I hope it doesn't, just like we were just talking about before with Max. Like, it's kind of like, why die to begin with if nothing is final?
Yeah.
Or at least we think he died.
Maybe he could pop up like Barb did, just be a corpse, like a horror scene.
Eek. Eek. Yeah. Ambulance. Okay, I will insert here Mr. Kyle's comments about Eddie that he wanted me to pass along, and I just realized I clicked this. Anyways, I'll figure it out. He said, Eddie Munson, hero of the entire show. It's one of my favorite characters because I know so many people like him. Most metalheads in media are portrayed as dickheads or bullies, which they can be sometimes. Billy listens to Metallica all the time, but 99.9% of metalheads I know are very sweet, essentially nerds who truly care about their friends and family and music. Eddie is the first time I was seeing a real metalhead on screen. Then he continues and says, it's not just in this moment that I feel like he's a real person. It's the whole show / arc, him being a DM, an older brother type, all of it. Most metalheads will tell you that they didn't discover metal on their own. There's almost always an uncle, a dad, an older cousin, older brother, someone who gives you your first taste of metal. Eddie is that older male character for Dustin, and it's the first time I felt that journey / archetype was acknowledged. Mine was this kid named Chad in my second grade class, Spanish 2 class. Sorry, I can't read. He introduced me to Geezer Butler and Black Sabbath, and my world changed. We shared CDs and art and stories, and he hooked me on the genre. Sadly, I never saw him again after that class. I don't even know his full name, but seeing Eddie on screen and the way he was portrayed made me feel like I was back in the back of Spanish class with my friend Chad, drawing pentagrams on the side of our class notes. And then he had one last thing. He said, I just felt seen, I guess I want to say. Eddie is a real guy. And that was pretty much the end of his notes. But yeah, and then to that point, where did I put... Oh, I was like, where did I put StreamYard? And to that point, I was like, why don't you find one of your yearbooks? And he's like, oh yeah, that's a good point. I'm like, that might help you find Chad. And then you can be friends, adult friends now. But yeah, I just wanted to input what he said because he's joined us before and he wanted to be here for the show, but sadly could not. So anyways, ironically, my next note is so glad Jason got cut in half by the upside down pussy.
Oh yeah, they just kind of breeze over that.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, Jason gets bisected by the gate? Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. Such a good death. Ah,
Yes. Yeah. He
For a
deserved it.
second, I straight up thought he was going to actually beat Lucas to death. Like, I thought
Yeah.
Lucas was going to get, like, it was to the point they had me convinced they were going to kill Lucas off and that Jason was just going to beat him to absolute death.
It was going that
Beat him
direction
off.
for sure.
Beat him off.
Jesus
He
Christ.
goes, in a good way. Do your Kegels, people. Everyone. No matter your gender.
Gotta work that pelvic floor.
Yes. Indeed. Indeed.
Oh,
indeed.
boy.
Oh my god. Just so good. So good. Yeah, thank God. All right, Derek, you want to go off about Jason?
Oh, about Jason. That death was very satisfying. Just this satanic panic kind of kid getting torn asunder by a hellgate. I think he is my
Snoo.
Yeah, death by snoo. I think Jason is my favorite human villain. Because he's there's a lot going on this season and he's very representative of it. And it just kind of proves that certain passions, for lack of a better term, or opinions left unchecked can lead you down very dark roads. So this season takes place in 1986. A lot of it parallels what is happening now in 2024, or has been happening the last 4, 8, 12 years. It's never really gone away. I think people think sometimes that, oh, that you had the Reagan 80s and the Bible thumpers and the satanic panic and the Jerry Falwells of it all. And they think it just magically went away for a while. It got better for a hot minute there and then ratcheted back up. It's never gone away. People left to their own devices or left unchecked are largely assholes. And Jason is a prime avatar of that. He's popular. He's the captain of the basketball team. He's the golden boy in town. And what happens when you put somebody on a pedestal of any kind and you let that just go unchecked? Nobody's there to check him. Nobody checks him at all through the whole season. You get to about,
He's surrounded by yes men.
Yeah, he's
Bingo.
got his own group of goons.
I think is it episode 5 or 6 where it's the town hall and he shows up and he starts talking about the Hellfire Club and kind of rousing people up there. And then the big old chubby dude, he's like, "You heard the kid. What are you waiting for?" Nobody, not a single adult there, tells this kid no, probably because of the clout he has and probably because of the atmosphere that was going on in the 80s. I had to deal with satanic panic shit in my house. So you would have these moments where, like, if somebody was given an inch, they would take a mile. And if nobody stopped them because they were too afraid to stop them because they had clout or they had popularity, they would just keep going and going and going and going and going until it arrives at a point where you're about to beat the shit out of a black kid in an attic. So he's a very interesting human villain compared to the past 3 seasons. Like, everybody seemed to have some sort of motivation. Brenner, I'm doing this for the greater good. I'm doing this to protect this country. I'm doing this to find Henry in the Upside Down, as we come to find out. Billy, right, wrong, or indifferent, he's a very broken person inside for a number of reasons, so he's acting out. Jason is just a prime example of what happens when you let somebody just go. You just let them go and do whatever the hell they want and just keep, like Kayla said, surrounded by yes men, surrounded by people basically living in an echo chamber. I'm sorry, I'm like rambling and going on and on. It's just, he is a fascinating character to me. I am like obsessed for some reason with the satanic panic.
Don't get too obsessed now.
Well, no, not of him, just the sociology of the 1980s. I'm very obsessed with that. Probably because I lived it. My stepmom got caught up hardcore in the satanic panic. So after her and my dad got custody of me, He-Man went in the garbage. Smurfs went in the garbage. My dad's vinyl collection disappeared. dude, it was fun. It was a real treat. So it's fascinating to me, these like little case studies or character studies in real life, such as my stepmom, or fiction with Jason, of just like how people can get swept up in that shit. And again, this season takes place in 86. You look at what's happening now, and you have people with, no matter what side you're on, left or right, conservative or liberal, who can get some. It's easy to get caught up in stuff. It's easy to get swept up in stuff, and you
In
lose
religion and cults.
And yeah, you almost have a cult-like mentality with it. You become a zealot to it. And it's insane how it happens, but it's nothing new. It's been going on for a very long time. So that's my TED Talk. Thank you.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. No, I think you hit the nail on the head. And there is a pussy on the screen. Everyone say hi to Vlad.
Hello, Vlad.
Hello, kitty kitty.
Johnny, that's a fine pussy.
Thanks.
Johnny's got a nice pussy.
Sure does.
See, it's a great pussy.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But I think that's one thing that this season really did right. I mean, it did a lot of things right, but the villains it had, like, there's basically like 4 villains in this. There's Vecna, obviously, and then you got Jason, Brenner, and then the other army general. The military chasing them down. They're all like kind of stereotypical 80s villains, but they're just done well executed, perfectly done, make you hate them, especially Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah, they nailed the villains. They know what they're doing with the bad guys.
Yeah.
They do. They really do. Okay. My next note is LOL. They're really trying to call it an earthquake when there's literally 4 fault lines that create an X in the middle. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on. You sure
What
about
you
that?
doing?
You sure about
sure?
that?
You sure?
You sure about that? That's why.
Earthquake.
Earthquake. I'm like,
What?
it's red and it's viney. Pretty sure the Earth isn't like that, but all right.
Yeah.
It's
You keep
red
trying
hot magma.
Magma.
Yeah, and the magma isn't that close to the crust. So,
No.
anyways,
No.
I was an earth science major, so
Nice.
I'm a stickler for these things. Like Johnny nitpicks some things, I will nitpick this. All right, I need to stop talking. I thought it was a very bittersweet reuniting of the whole crew coming back together, because it's like, so good to see everyone, and then it's like, oh well, everything's to shit and Max is in a coma. Yeah.
This was like the Empire Strikes Back season. Like, it's
Yeah.
okay, they won sort of, but did they? Did we
Yeah.
win at all?
No.
Yes. This feels
Mike
bad.
even says that to Will. He's like, this is the first time Eleven's like lost.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Doesn't feel like a win for sure.
No.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I liked how Robin, Steve, and Dustin go to whatever like shelter. Was it their gym that they were using or something?
Yeah, Hawk
And they're
and
like,
Ty.
Look like
yeah,
it.
and they were volunteering there.
Yeah.
And then we get a really cute Robin and Vicky making PB&J's moment.
Yeah.
Hee 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 hee. And then Dustin telling Eddie's uncle and calling
God.
Eddie a hero, and I just started crying all over again.
Giving him the
That was
guitar
hard.
pick.
Giving him the guitar pick.
Yeah.
Breaks my heart every time. Every time.
Yeah.
They
That was a
really just
cry
gotta
moment
dig in
for
there.
sure.
And he had to lie to him about it because he couldn't tell him how
Yeah.
things actually went down.
Happened. Yeah.
He told him exactly what he needed to hear, though.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh yeah, and then Will saying he can still feel Vecna is just
Yeah.
like so creepy.
Yeah.
And then Ellen Hopper reuniting. I can't. It was so cute.
It was.
So
That was
cute.
awesome.
3
That was
inches.
awesome.
She's like, I left it 3 inches. And then Hopper and Mike, when Hopper's like, you've grown. And he's like, you've shrunk.
Yeah.
I thought that was good. And it ends with the upside down is now in Hawkins because the ash,
Yeah.
whatever, is everywhere.
Which is
And
Makes
Reverse
me-
mana.
hearing about that there's supposed to be a time jump with the next season. Seems
Right.
because it looks like it could start right there.
That's what I was going to say, and that's what I said. We'll talk about it more when we get there. Like, how the fuck are you going to time skip from that ending? Like,
Yeah. What's
I'm
that?
wondering
Does
if it's going to be like,
nothing happen for a couple
I don't know if-
years?
I don't know if anyone's seen like Annihilation. Like it could be something where like it starts in the town and it's just like spreading kind of thing. And, you know, maybe it's consumed all of Indiana now or something.
Maybe. I just feel like there's a lot that we're... I mean, unless it just kind of, like, stays that way until Vecna regenerates back to full strength, and then they have to fight him. Like, they're just in a holding pattern, like, fending off demo bats and demo dogs until...
Quip makes
Not
a good
funny.
point.
Vecna returns.
There's legitimately a city in, I think it's Pennsylvania, could be West Virginia. It's a coal
Centralia.
mine.
Yeah.
Centralia.
Yeah, Centralia. I've been there. That's what they based the Silent Hill movie town on, like, because it was ash in the air instead of just fog.
Yeah. And everything underground is on fire.
Yeah, there's a coal vein
Because
that's
a
been
fire started
burning for
in a coal
years.
mine. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that there's a stretch of turnpike there that's all buckled and shit because
Yeah.
of the heat underground, and then like there's graffiti and spray paint all over that stretch of road.
Yeah.
We went in the summer, so you couldn't really tell because we were past. We went to Wilkes-Barre for a WWE event and stopped on the way back. But if you go in the winter, you can see like the steam rising from the
Yeah.
vents where it's exhausting out of the underground.
Yeah, it's crazy. It would be weird, or it could be interesting if, like Quip was kind of saying there, there's ghost towns throughout the U.S. What if that's something they play with in season 5? Like Hawkins is kind of becoming a Centralia because they've already shown people hightailing it. Out
Yeah,
of-
like everybody was leaving.
Like F this,
Yep.
I'm done, deuces. So it would be interesting to see if Hawkins starts becoming a ghost town like that. So
I could see that.
this season needs to get the F here. Toot sweet.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out around now, which
I
is
need
why
closure, damn it.
all the like Stranger Things crossovers, well, not all of them, but a lot of them have been happening. Like I was
Yeah.
showing off my Color Pop X Stranger Things makeup that I got the other week. I used some of it for my eye makeup tonight. But yeah, it needs to come immediately. That's what they said. What are your thoughts, Tony, about what's going to happen in Hawkins and the time jump and all of that?
Maybe it's a time jump out of necessity just because the kids are growing up so fast. That's probably it, but I'm excited. I've been a fan since day one and I'm ready for it now. But they got the stage set for something really good and they haven't let us down yet, so I have high expectations.
Yeah.
Me too. I was thinking about while rewatching this, I'm like, how are they going to beat this season? Like, season 4 is so good. I don't know.
So I wonder if, like, if they're doing a time skip out of necessity, I wonder if they could go back and do the in between animated, so that like the actors could voice it, but you could still draw the kids as like kids.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
And I think they are getting ready. It's in the works, a spin-off animated series. I
Oh,
saw
really?
something
That is
yeah,
something.
that's the rumor.
I didn't know
There's
that.
supposedly another popular way to do that is through like comic books, and I know there's a
Oh, there's been a lot.
IDW has a Stranger Things X D&D comic book, and I guess there's one centered around Eddie coming out, like how he became the dungeon master.
Yeah.
You go buy the books and dice. That's all there is to it.
Get yourself some miniatures and graph paper. It's really not that hard.
Hey, speak for yourself. You know.
Yeah. Oh, I miss playing D&D.
No. Oh, here he goes. Here goes the DM himself.
Uh-oh.
He's gonna
Typo.
DM us.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That's cool.
Whoa.
That's for Spelljammer.
Quip says they're doing a spin-off for Joyce.
What?
Interesting.
Interesting, yeah. And they're doing a play too?
Yes, there is a play.
There's some plays, which I think fleshes out Henry Creel's background a little bit more. Wah, wah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see
Never,
that.
I hardly knew her.
What do we think is gonna happen with Max? I mean, I'm guessing she's eventually gonna come out of the coma, but like,
Yeah.
Yeah, she got
I
it,
hope.
right?
I hope. I mean, I don't hope for her, but I hope that like at least maybe there's some repercussions to that because it's like we were just talking about before. you know,
Maybe.
if she's not dying, the
Well, 'cause
fuck was the point?
He needed 4 deaths, and she did die, kind of, but she came back, and maybe her being in that coma is fighting him from officially coming, everything happening, the upside down fully coming
From
through.
him
Maybe things are kind
Keeping
of
him from coming.
Yeah.
stalled, and that'll be a big part of the storyline is he has to get her to complete everything.
To
It's an interesting-
come to completion.
Interesting thought.
Yes. No, I don't know if it's time travel. I think it's time travel in the sense of we're just skipping ahead. Like there's going to be some years that we don't see.
I don't think this is a theory because of everything with the clocks going on. Quip is thinking there's going to be a time travel component and they're going to undo everything. I kind of
I
hope
hope
not.
not.
There's been so much time travel
There's
in
been
media lately,
So much. Yeah.
which I like time travel stuff, but like don't overdo it. Don't.
Shooting upside down, essentially. Yeah, there's been so much time travel. There's been so much
Multiverse.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like obviously Stranger Things came out in 2016 before a lot of the multiverse stuff, so it's like technically they did it before, but it kind of feels weird seeing it now.
It's interesting because I don't consider it.
I
I don't consider Stranger Things multiverse. Yeah, there's different dimensions and different planes of existence, but not like alternate realities. There's a difference.
Yeah. Also, Quip, Endgame? Just saying. Leave it at that.
What about Time Cop?
Time travel.
Time cop.
Yes, justice
for Barb.
Allison, if you want to win the Funko Pop,
Or the
the Funko Cock. Hashtag Vecna in the chat. I was looking for the banner. There it is.
Justice for Barb.
So I have to wonder, like, because they played it off in this season like Vecna is. They described him as like the 5-star general of the Mind Flayer, which would make you think that he is like beneath the Mind Flayer, but I don't know if that's the case. Like, I don't think the Mind Flayer is the pinnacle bad guy. Like,
no, I think Vecna is.
yeah,
I think,
like,
I think
I
they
would-
ended up assuming the Mind Flayer was in control, and that
Yeah.
Vecna was the 5-star general. But I think they got that wrong. And I kind of think he speaks to that when he's explaining stuff to Nancy and eventually to Elle as well. Like, no, I'm the one pulling all of these strings.
Mhm.
No one
Mhm.
else. It's me.
Yep.
So I think that
Yeah.
was a gross miscalculation, on a deliberate gross miscalculation on their part. Whoever,
Mhm.
I can't remember who made the reference to him being a 5-star general, but I think that's kind of the red
Yeah, I was
herring
trying
of
to
it,
remember
or
who
what.
as well.
Yeah.
Vecna does seem like a power bottom if he's below the Mind Flayer. Yeah, that's true. I mean, have you seen what he looks like? Come on. Just screams power bottom.
You don't want to look at that face.
Looks like scrotum.
Ugh.
Yeah, essentially.
You look like a giant walking scrotum, buddy. Listening in the sun. Told you I was gonna.
Go ahead.
I'm looking
We
through
love-
my notes, and
We
just the
love
one
it
thing
weird.
that I didn't touch on before the end was the fucking John, Nancy, Steve awkwardness immediately begins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And she's immediately lying. They're both immediately lying to each other,
Yes!
Nancy and Jonathan.
Yeah.
I'm like, this
Yep.
is going to go so well, which I really hope it doesn't take up much of next season. Their like love triangle. I hope.
I mean-
I hope they break up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
I
it's,
hope she's with neither of them. But
That
I
would be
feel
fun,
like
too.
they're most likely, based on this season, gonna have her end up with Steve, though.
yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Unfortunately,
Um,
I think her and Robin should get together, but that's just me.
I wouldn't be against that.
Mm-mm.
what about Robin and Vicky? They seem to get along.
Why can't the three of them be together?
There, that's true.
They can all make sandwiches together. Peanut
I
butter
don't
and
think
peanut butter
thruples were a
sandwiches.
thing in 1989.
I think they were
They
just
were,
not
Just
yeah.
not the way they are now.
lots
Um,
of key parties.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's true. It's true. In the town my high school was in, as a matter of fact.
Is it like the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives? If anyone's watched that.
It's not far off.
Intensify. I need to go sleep. Should not be
Yeah,
awake
should
right now.
we do the
That's what they said.
that's what they said and then
do
do the giveaway?
Yes. Any last thoughts before we do from anyone?
I'm excited for
Predictions,
season
theories?
5.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see where this goes.
it's a really
Yeah.
good season. Whoa, rave party.
Do we think they're gonna do like everybody lives like happily ever after at the end of, because season 5 is the last season, correct?
It feels like they've been getting darker and darker, like as
Yeah.
it's been going. So I think a big character death has got to happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
like
just
a
don't know
a
who.
main character
A lot of
One of
people are
the
saying
originals.
Steve might die in season 5.
sacrifice
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
That,
I could
that
see
would make sense.
Steve,
Hopper.
maybe John.
No.
Oh God, if Hopper actually dies,
Already died once.
Yeah, that's true. I don't
That's
think
true.
they would do that again. Maybe Jonathan.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like people aren't as attached to Jonathan though. It's definitely got to be someone that the fans are more attached to because they want a Game of Thrones this. Murray
Some
will
people
die.
have also
Actually,
said
I could
Dustin.
see Murray dying.
Yeah.
Not Murray.
Sorry, Derek, what were you saying?
I was going to say, some people have also thrown out there Dustin, or Dustin being targeted by Vecna.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dustin would suck. Big time. Argyle
Most
isn't in
people-
season 5? What?
Well, he's got to go back to California.
Yeah, does he go back
Oh,
home
that's
with that
true.
van, or is he like, I guess I'm staying here in Hawkins, my dude. I'm wanted for vehicle theft.
He just needs to open a
His own
Surfer Boy
franchise.
Pizza
Yeah.
franchise in the middle of fucking Indiana,
Why
in a
not?
landlocked state.
Watch
Where
out,
everyone's
Domino.
abandoned it now because of the Upside Down's bussy infiltrating their town.
Yeah.
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 Exactly.
Yeah, I am holding out hope that 8 comes back to help.
I guess it's not landlocked. It does border the Lake Michigan.
Does it?
Can you surf Lake Michigan?
No.
I don't think
Probably not.
Not
But technically not a landlocked state. That's always one of the states that I think is more southern than it is. Like Indiana feels like
parts
should
of
be where,
Indiana
like,
feel good,
Arkansas
other than
is.
that.
Arkansas.
yes, I said that wrong on purpose. I wanted to see your reaction.
That's how it's spelled.
It is. All right, shall we do the That's What They Said?
Yes. Who's
Okay,
what's the
everyone-
order, Captain?
Everyone's got them up and ready. They've got it up and ready.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we'll do Derek, Tony, Johnny, me. Ready?
Ready?
Ready.
Go.
I'm giving it to you.
Maybe that'll loosen their lips.
Do I need to cuff you?
You ready?
Too tight? No. That's good.
Perhaps someone else can help fill in the gaps.
Collar him. Why am I getting all the bondage
Yeah, why
stuff?
are you getting all the BDSM stuff? Shall we try again?
Tickles. Feels kind of good.
Can you please stop playing with that thing?
Can you feel it?
Yes, yes, yes.
I enjoy this part.
It's stuck in my throat.
God damn!
You are too big.
You help me, I help you.
Tell me that's not out of fluid.
Who knew something so small could cause so much trouble?
I think there's something in there.
Against the wall. Both of you. Now.
All right. Pull on it.
It's so big.
I could reach into others.
Why don't you take a seat?
The pressure will build and build, and eventually it'll reach a breaking point, and the dam will burst.
You eased her into it, nice and gentle.
I can still feel him.
I'm going to jam it down your throat. I don't care for that. I don't care for that. I feel gross now. I feel bad.
Consensually.
Okay. That's fine.
Happy endings for everybody.
It's huge.
Oh yeah, this'll do. This'll do just fine.
She's in.
Happy International Women's Day.
Yep.
I can feel them.
I want you to watch.
Don't stop.
I can feel him.
Ooh. What does he want us to do? Applaud?
He was way up there. Yay!
Yay.
Oh,
We're all
Those
fans.
are your.
Love
That's
it.
what they said. It's for Stranger Things season 4, episodes 7 through 9. Thank y'all for obliging
There you
us. That was great.
Okay. Now,
Shall we do the giveaway?
Give it away.
Yes.
Give it away. Give it away now.
Derek, if you win again, it's rigged.
I hope he does. I'm rooting for him.
Here we go. Last chance to enter hashtag Vecna.
I think everybody's entered. There's 5 people watching, and there's 5 entries. So,
Well, 2 of them are
yeah,
can
Right
take-
here.
I'm pretty sure it's Derek, Tony, Mark, Quip, and Allison.
Probably.
So your chances are
that's it.
pretty good. So all I'm gonna do is click this button, and then it's gonna give us our winner. Yeah, there's no audio for this. Like I tried it out earlier yesterday to test it, and it doesn't make any sounds. Just does the thing. So here we go.
Wait, really? Slowing down.
No way! I love it. 2 for 2.
Oh
It was
dear.
clearly meant to be.
Nice.
Derek, do you accept
Do you-
this
do you
honor that
accept, or do you want us to
StreamYard
roll
has
again?
bestowed upon you?
You know, my man Nighthawk in the chats there was kind enough to say if he wanted to give it to me, I'd like to give it to Mark if that's
Okay.
Hmm,
Yeah.
Nice.
that's
That's
very
cool.
kind of you.
Pay it forward.
A gift from Dragon.
He does like the. I still can't say it. How do you say it? The Funpo.
Funpo Cox.
Funpo Cox.
Fun
Fun pocock.
That was very kind of you, Derek. You clearly have the magic touch when it comes to GTFO giveaways.
What can I say? Too much?
Anywho, Johnny didn't see that.
Oh, I know. I was looking at my other screen. Oh,
I'm a generous lover.
All right. Well,
okay.
before we geek the F out of here, thank you guys again for joining us. If you want to tell the people where they can find you, what you got going on, anything coming up, Derek, we'll start with you.
Sure. Yesterday's podcast every Monday on your podcast app of choice. If you don't have a podcast app of choice, you can also find it at yesterdazmedia.com. Usually post the episode every Monday there. So it's October. It is Halloween month. Our last werewolf themed episode is coming out on Monday, and that is covering Werewolf the series from 1987, one of the first early programming forms of programming on a fledgling Fox network back in 87. So check it out.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, Mr. Tony Taylor of Phantasm Toys, what do you got going on right now? Where can people find you? Plug yourself.
I prefer when other people plug me, but I you can find us on at Phantasm Shop on Instagram and at phantasmshop.com. We got our new and improved, bigger, better, creepier Crypt Creepers available right now, and we're always releasing fun stuff, and we're kind of in between releases right now, but if you want to stay on top of what we got coming up next, give us a follow.
Sounds good. All right. Johnny, are you there? Yep, he's here.
There he is.
Johnny, can you hear
Oh,
me?
now you're super full screen. And if you want to follow us, you can follow us on Instagram at GTFO channel. Pretty much the only place we post things. And yeah, should we announce what we're gonna do for Trek?
Yes, Trek Retrek is going to be coming back, but we're changing format. we're going to start doing it live stream, still on Thursday nights, and probably covering 2 episodes each stream.
Yep.
We just have not been able to consistently schedule to record on the weekends. So it's probably just going to be easier for both of us with our schedules to stream it on Thursday nights instead of record and edit and all that. So
Yeah.
look for that. We're aiming to start November 7th, but we'll put the official start date on the Instagram. Instagram is pretty much the primary way to get GTFO news.
Correct. All right, everyone, thanks for joining us. Make sure to smack that like, smack that subscribe, smack that bell icon, do all the smackings. And yeah, hope you guys have a good whatever the rest of the day when you're watching this is. Bye.
Bye.
And now the awkward part where you can't see us, but we're still talking.
I can hear you.
But I can't see you.